work harder on yourself than you do on your job. And here's the heartbeat of designing the next 10 years. 1, decide what you want. What kind of health do you want over the next 10 years? What kind of properties would you like to own the next 10 years? What kind of income streams would you like to have flowing toward you in the next 10 years? Where are some of the places you'd like to go? Where would you like to visit? Who would you like to meet? What kind of skills would you like to develop over the next 10 years? What kind of habits would you like to change? What do you want in the next 10 years? Setting goals is a very simple process. Here it is, my formula. Number 1, decide what you want. When I got that little refined message and added it to my own philosophy, it forever changed my life. I got so excited the first year I could hardly sleep nights. He said, all you got to do, you don't have to work on the marketplace. You don't have to work on developing a more level playing field. You don't have to work on your boss. You don't have to work on your company. You don't have to change anything out here. You don't have to grab the wind and see if you can hold it back or change it. He said, no, here's all you have to do. Work harder on yourself than you do on anything else. When I did that, my whole life changed. Now, if you've got a family, you've also got to get together with your family and say, what do we want? Here's what I want. What do you want? And what do we want? Husband and wife have to sit down with the same strategy. What do you want? What do I want? And what do we both want? You got to get together with your company. What do we want? Your organization. What do we want? What do you want? What do I want? What do we want? Some are collective goals. Some are individual goals. So this is quite a project here. I'm not diminishing the extent that this project can go, but that's the first part of it, said in simple, plain language. Number 1, decide what you want. Now here's number 2, write it all down. My opinion, to build a good life, you just can't build it out of your head. It's like trying to build a house out of your head. I mean, it'd be kind of a monstrosity. So to build a good life, you can't just build it out of your head. One of the subjects in my 2-day leadership is called How to Think on Paper. To take some things out of your head and put it on paper so you can make some decisions, so you can analyze it, so you can look at it. Sometimes there's too much stuff going on in our head, so we got to take a piece of it out of our head, put it on paper, and go to work on it. And this is one of the best suggestions. Decide what you want, now take it out of your head and put it on paper. Make a list of your health goals. Make a list of your investment goals. Make a list of your income goals. Make a list of the residences you'd like to own around the world. What do you want for your family? Make the list. Education, make the list. Benevolence goals, gifts to give away. What do you want? Make the list. Anybody that wants to can work on this to make yourself valuable. Jot this down. It's a bit philosophical, but to put it in philosophical perspective, I think is vitally important. Here it is. Success is something you attract by the person you become. That puts it in perspective. Success is not something you pursue. What you pursue usually eludes you, like the butterfly you can't quite catch. So success is not something you pursue or go after. Success is something you attract to you by the person you become. So to attract success, here's what you have to do. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. If you work on your job, you'll make a living. If you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune. And we teach this all the way through the full spectrum, right on up to becoming an entrepreneur. In leadership, we teach to attract attractive people, you must be attractive. So you go to work on your own attractiveness. To attract committed people, you must be committed. To attract powerful people, you must be powerful. To attract healthy people, you must be healthy. To attract visionary people, you must be a visionary person. See, that's where it starts. And it works even down in all of the personal stuff. I'm telling you, Shoaff said, if he becomes that kind of man, attracting that kind of woman is no problem. If she becomes that kind of lady, attracting that kind of gentleman is no problem. What you do is go to work on yourself to make yourself attractive. Make your language attractive. Make your appearance attractive. Make your insight attractive. Make it powerful. Make it valuable to the marketplace. And then make it valuable to each other. Make it valuable to people as well as to the market. And I'm telling you, if you go to work on that, your whole life will explode into change. Becoming valuable. Now here's what's important. Find ways to measure your own value. One of the ways to measure your value is pocketbook. income. Now, it's certainly not the only measure. But see, if you don't take the extra classes and learn the extra skills or develop the extra value to the marketplace, then you're denied the open door to having much more than you've got. So the whole key is to learn to judge your own value. You say, well, here's why maybe I haven't attracted this into my life. I have not worked hard enough on myself. I haven't worked on my vocabulary. I haven't worked on my attitude. I haven't worked on my personality. I haven't worked on my abilities and my skills. And I'm telling you, if you turn this around, no telling what can happen to you and happen to your life. So go to work on that. That's what I did at age 25. Up until age 25, I worked hard on my job and I made a living. Starting at age 25, I worked hard on myself and I made a fortune. And I'm telling you, anybody in this room can do it. This language, this stuff doesn't leave anybody out that's here. It doesn't leave the young person out. You can walk out of the ghetto with this kind of philosophy. Step by step, person by person, apple by apple, book by book, class by class, discipline by discipline. Doesn't matter where you are. Start with whatever you got and start working on yourself, and it'll all change. All of us are of equal value, but if you become valuable to the marketplace, see, that's where the cash is. That's where the fortune is. So, now why would the marketplace pay some people $500 an hour? Evidently, and it's about this lever. Evidently, it's all in the gesture. Evidently, and all you got to do is study this evidently stuff. Evidently, this person must be much more valuable to the marketplace. Now, why would the marketplace pay one person $200 million for 1 year's work? Evidently, it's about like this, isn't it? Evidently, this person must be extraordinarily valuable to the marketplace. Now, would the marketplace pay one person $200 million for 1 year's work? And the answer is, of course. If you helped a company make $5 billion, would they give you $200 million? The answer is, of course. You can't get rich by demand. I can't give you much better advice than that. You can't get rich by demand. Yes, you can go on strike, but if you go on strike, I'm telling you, you'll wind up with pennies. Maybe a few dollars. But that's about it. You can't use that philosophy to get rich. Someone says, well then, how can you get rich? Here it is, it's simple. By performance, not by demand. And kids need to understand that as much as anybody. We get rich by performance, not by demand. Once they understand that, guess what they need to go to work on? Performance. And you can start that early. A child says, I need $5. Most of us don't respond to need. But if you said, what could I do to earn $5? See, now you get most anyone's attention. Right? The soil doesn't respond to need. You can't go to the soil and say, I need a crop. I mean, the soil will smile at you and say, who is this clown? The soil says, don't bring me your need, bring me some seed, right? Bring me some activity, bring me some willingness. You know, what would you be willing to do to use me to show an increase? And that's the same as true here. Not by demand, but by performance. I teach kids it takes time, so put that up here. It takes time to bring value to the marketplace. However, and part of the great educational process is to learn the howevers. However, we don't get paid for time. Kids have got to understand that. We don't get paid for time, although we use some expressions that might suggest it. The man says, I'm making about $20 for an hour. Now, we might conclude from that, if we didn't know better, that he got $20 for the hour. But see, that's not true. You don't get $20 for the hour. If that was true, you could just stay home and have him send your money. You say, well, no, that's right. The man didn't get $20 for the hour. He gets $20 for the value he puts in an hour. An hour is just a way to help measure the value that he brought to the marketplace or brought to the job. Now, since this is true, we get paid for value and not for time. Now we've got an interesting question. Here it is. Is it possible to become twice as valuable to the marketplace, twice as valuable as you are right now, and make twice as much money in the same time? Very possible. Could you become 5 times more valuable than you are right now, make 5 times as much money in the same time? And the answer is yes. How about 10 times? I'm telling you the answer is yes.